Chapter 244, I Despise You 1. According to the rules of the comprehensive evaluation of the Wuxia Genetic Evolution College, there were bonus points for the rankings of the Year 1 Longhu list and the Longhu overall rankings. The bonus points for the Year 1 Longhu list were based on the 100 subtracting their rankings. The 100th place would receive a fixed bonus of 1 point. The 90th place would receive an additional 10 points. First-year Tiger would get 150%. The first-year Dragon would get to 100%, which meant 200 points. Almost all the teachers and students were focused on this. Zhu Tui saw another detailed rule from the information provided by A Huang. Any student who made it into the Longhu overall rankings would have their points increased by 10 times if they were ranked below the top 10. In other words, if Zhu Tui could obtain the 90th place on the Longhu overall rankings, the additional points he would receive would be multiplied by 10 times, which meant 100 points. This was definitely a huge bonus. Zhu Tui felt that he would definitely get first place in the individual overall assessment after getting this wave of points. Of course, the most important thing was that Tao Guan was able to stand at the 97th place on the Longhu overall rankings. This fellow had given him confidence. He felt that it should not be a problem for him to rank 90th or even higher, right? Of course, Zhu Tui had to give Wen Xiao a feast with the excuse of challenging the Longhu list. He had snatched Zhu Tui's food. Even if Wen Xiao did not spit it out, Zhu Tui would still make him spit it out in disgust. He, Zhu Tui, was from a small family. He was never rich or generous. He was very stingy in certain aspects. This was because Feng Chang'an needed some time to prepare before he could rush over, including the teacher on duty. The judges on duty for the Longhu overall rankings all had their own requirements. He was not qualified to be a teacher on duty for the Longhu overall rankings. Zhu Tui went onto the stage and sat down at the resting area. He immediately flipped through Feng Chang'an's information and the various videos of Feng Chang'an that A Huang had gathered. Zhu Tui had the support of A Huang's intelligence. Feng Chang'an was a third-year student of the extreme branch. He walked the path of power. The latest registration information was that he was a level E genetic mutant. However, before he underwent the directional genetic mutation, his foundation was that of a level B genetic liberator. He had activated a total of 10 genetic ability chains. However, according to A Huang's intelligence, Feng Chang'an's registration information should not be comprehensive. He should have obtained 12 or more level 1 genetic abilities. This was also a common practice among genetic newcomers. He would maintain a certain degree of privacy through this method. Currently, he had 4 level 2 genetic mutation abilities that were registered. They were Perception, Wild Force, Vira, and Iron Arm. He was proficient in using a long saber. At the same time, he was also a genetic ancient martial arts cultivator. When his energy field erupted, he had once slashed out a distance of 12 meters. His attacks were extremely violent, especially to those of the mystery branch. Once he got close, it was very difficult to block his violent attacks. This was Feng Chang'an's information. He was very strong. He was extremely powerful. Although he was only a level E genetic mutant, Feng Chang'an was extremely powerful. He should be much more powerful than Rank Han. He had even surpassed Nakamura Yuji, who Zhu Tui had fought in the regular arena in Sea Paradise. The explosion of the energy field could cut a distance of 12 meters. In other words, although Feng Chang'an was a cultivator of the extreme branch, he could directly attack Zhu Tui at a standard distance. If Zhu Tui's defense was not strong enough, it was possible for him to defeat Zhu Tui with a single strike. Zhu Tui half closed his eyes as he watched the video. He began to deduce his tactics. As time passed, more and more students rushed over after hearing the commotion. Not only did the seniors who had rushed over gather under the main stage of the Longhu arena, but even the students who had gathered around the 10 small stages of the arena earlier also gathered around the main stage, afraid that they would not be able to get a good seat. In an instant, the audience was gone. Only the arena defenders who had obtained a ranking waited silently with the teacher on duty. However, no one challenged them even though they were waiting there. It was extremely quiet. Everyone went to watch the battle of Zhu Tui challenging the Longhu overall rankings. The arena masters and the teachers in charge of the opening battle of the Longhu list looked at the empty surroundings around the 10 small arenas and felt indescribably depressed. This was probably the least popular and attention-grabbing battle in history. Zhu Tui had stolen all their popularity. Seeing that there was no one challenging or watching, the first-year arena masters who were guarding the arena also ran to the main arena. They would observe the battle first. If someone challenged them, it would not be too late for them to respond since they were nearby. In an instant, the 10 small arenas for the first-year ranking battle were empty. Only a few dozen teachers were left on duty. It was so lonely. About 10 minutes later, a burly man who was 1.9 meters tall and looked like a bear came to the side of the arena with a long saber on his back. He reported to the teacher on duty and glared coldly at Zhu Tui before he went to put on his standard combat uniform. 5 minutes later, Ku Qingshan, an associate professor of the School of General Senses, rushed over. Ku Qingshan was one of the professors assigned by the Wuxia Genetic Evolution College to be on duty during the Longhu overall rankings. Today was his day of duty. He rushed over. He was no stranger to Feng Chang'an, but Ku Qingshan was still stunned when he saw that the other challenger was Zhu Tui. This Zhu Tui was too bold.